This is the new drag and drop reschedule tool. Log into Ion Pool Care and click on the Schedule module. Click on the Reassign Task button. What's new is the drag and drop reschedule link. Click on that link. And this is the new drag and drop reschedule tool. In the drag and drop rescheduling tool, there's a pending events side. The pending events has its own filters by the start date and the end date and the technician selection, so that you can determine what events show up in the search. There's also an advanced search. Clicking on advanced search will bring up more options to choose from to determine what shows up in the search results. Right here you can select customer's name, technician selection, which is also on the left hand side, the office, that's not on the left hand side, as well as the event type. These are things that you can select to determine what shows up in the search results in the pending events side of the drag and drop reschedule tool. The idea being for you to find events, which are tasks and work orders, and then drag them from the pending event side to the right hand side of the screen, which are scheduled events by week, or scheduled events by day on the day that is selected on the filter at the top of the scheduled events. So let's take a look at the day. So here you can see it lists each technician and their work orders and tasks for that day that is selected at the top of that filter, and you can change that day here. You can set the filter here, that select technicians, to determine which technicians are being displayed. We're setting it to administrator, and when we click the apply filter button, it will load just work orders and tasks for that day assigned to the administrator. If we click on week, it will show us the entire week just for the administrator. Because remember, our select technicians filter at the top of scheduled events is set to just the administrator. But over here on the left hand side, the pending events filters are set differently. So we can see all the work orders and tasks for all the technicians on that side. And we could then drag from the pending events to the scheduled events, and it would assign it to the administrator on one of those days. I'm going to set that to all technicians. So now it's listing all the technicians. So at this point, the date is the start of the week because it's set to the week, and it's listing all tasks and work orders for all technicians. So at this point, if you were to drag and drop from the pending event side, you would just be changing the day, depending on which day you dragged and dropped it to, and not the actual technician. But if you have it set to day for technician availability and you drag and dropped, then it would assign the technician on that day that you have chosen. The idea here is that you can set the pending events filters differently on the left-hand side of the screen and find work orders and tasks in different date ranges by different technicians than are on the right-hand side of the screen, and then drag them over to the right-hand side of the screen to reassign either the technician or the day, or both. You can also currently edit a task by double-clicking on the task. This will bring up the Edit Task window. Double-clicking is currently not enabled for work orders.